It's a lovely morning. One welcome to Business Today. Kunle Ariyo is my name. On today's edition, we focus on the unsung heroes of our economy, small-scale industrialists in Ondo State. They are the backbone of local production, transforming raw materials into value-added goods and keeping culture alive through creativity and hard work. From the rich farmlands that make Ondo Nigeria's leading cocoa producer to small workshops weaving elegant ashoke and kitchen processing garin, yam flour, honey, and spices, these businesses are redefining local industry. They create jobs, drive rural development, and open doors to export opportunities despite facing challenges of funding, infrastructure, and access to markets. So this morning we will explore the world of these industrial entrepreneurs, their struggles, their triumph, and the policies that can make them grow. We'll take a break now. When we'll come back, we'll give you more on this as my guest is already here. Please to stay with us. Welcome back. Today we're taking a look at the goods being produced in Nigeria and its marketability. And my guest to do justice to raise this morning is Minister Grace Sheji Akintunde, the chairman, Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists, NASI, here in Ondo State. It's a pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you very much. And good morning to all our viewers over there. We have some things to discuss this morning, and it's very, very crucial and very vital.
Let's take a look at the goods we produce in Ondo State. How healthy would you say these goods are? Would you say they are also competitive with others being produced elsewhere?
Thank you very much. Like you said, we have been in this business for quite a while. My name still remain Great Sheyi Akitude. I think I have served for about 80 years in this field as the chairman of NASI in Ondo State, and today I'm a leader of the group. Nonetheless, we produce several things. We said Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists. To be an industrialist means you must have an industry. And if you have an industry, that industry must be producing something. And if we have plus or minus 5,000 members on our computer list, that means we are heavily producing in Ondo State. Nevertheless, Oliver must ask for more. No, and I have to say this, in Ondo State, we produce very many things. And this morning, we are going to encourage you more on the purchase and the utilization of made in Ondo State goods. Because if we don't patronize what we produce, the producer will not be able to explore more opportunities for growth and for more development. And I want to draw our little attention back to some years back when India began to produce automobile. They started producing motor vehicles. The first set of vehicles they brought to this country was called Tata. And as at that time, you look at the physique of Tata, you discover that Tata was nowhere to be found. It was so rugged, it was not welcoming or becoming. At the end of the day, they kept doing this, and before you know what happened, today, India rank among the best producers of automobile in the world. And so the same thing happens to us in Ondo State. When we produce made in Ondo State goods, and if our people do not patronize it, how do we develop? How do we grow? And I'm going to bring to you several things that we are producing in the state that require more patronage.
Exactly. Why is it up to now that it looks to me that our goods are not that competitive compared to what they produce in Aba, compared to what they produce in Lagos? Would you say we have challenges that your members who are industrialists are not actually having access to equipment that can make them produce up to standard?
Sincerely speaking, several factors will make up for this. And one of the factors, like I said, is going to start with patronage. If I produce 5 items and that 5 items goes and the fund comes in, then I will want to produce another 5. You can bet by the time I produce the third set will be better than the first set. Why? Because I was still cracking my brain when I was producing the first one, and now I am growing in the same. It's like this journalism. If you meet a journalist who is young in this in the system, which cannot be compared with someone like you who has been in the system for many years. In fabrication today, I am a machine fabricator. There is no way somebody who graduated from a school or who has just learned a trade will say he can produce an equipment or a machine that I will produce. So why? By reason of use, I have been able to master several things. The same thing happens to production. If we produce, the people buy, and at the end of the day, they give you money, you are able to produce more. In the producing the next batch, there will be development. There will be increase in quality. There will be, as you are making more quantity, the quality will also be increased, and the competitiveness with people outside the state will now be. Several times we travel out of Ondo State to see what our best hands are doing around the country. And before you know it, some of us are having privileges of traveling out of the nation, out of Nigeria, to see one thing or the other that are being produced by some of our people.
When you travel abroad or when you travel outside the state and you see what your colleagues are also doing in other states, what will be your assessment of your own production?
The assessment is always one. We have low production. Then two, in most cases, the quality is not compared. I agree and I accept that. Then the issue it comes that, number one, when you don't have access to keep producing, you remain on the same type of production that you were doing before. That's number one. Number two, government encouragement. Most of the places we go out, we see government encouraging the people. Why? One, by patronizing them. Two, by giving them funding. You understand? Three, making available.
We'll go to how you can also improve on that, because we'll still have a lot of things to talk about as regards how your members can also produce to optimum standard. But let's take a look at just other issue. It looks to me that your members go into agri production than fabrication. Why?
No, the issue is this: it is availability of. It is the taste of the people. Now, like in Ondo State was predominantly civil servant and agrarian. Now, when the farmer produces their product, they may not be used or consumed until it is being processed. For instance, somebody goes into the farm and produces cassava. After harvesting the cassava, what happens to the cassava? You need to find out. IIT some years back told us that there are about 107 things that can be produced from one tuber of cassava. Coincidentally, about 67 of them are applicable to Nigeria. Now, if we have almost 67 things that can be produced from a tuber of cassava, yes, sir, then it means that there ought to be about 67 industries that will be of taking cassava from the farmer. Now, and who produces this industry? The industries must have an equipment. The equipment are produced by the fabricators.
So are we doing enough in terms of producing the equipment?
No. We are coming to that area. We are not doing enough at all, because the area that we are functioning well, you will see that we are excelling in it.
Which area?
No, for instance, I tell you, production of gari. Every village now have cassava grater, cassava presser, gari production machines. And why? Because our fabricators produce these in most of the places. Production of palm oil. You understand? In every villages we have palm oil being produced. You understand? And at the end of the day, because fabricators also produce this equipment, so they are developing gradually. And if you look at it, you will see that there are several other areas that we can explore. You understand? So now, if you come to agri production, you will see that the machine manufacturers produce machines that can process agricultural things more than industrial, because there are no much of industries in Ondo State except agri industries. We talk of the feed millers. We talk of the sawmillers and all of those. You understand? Sawmill also is an offshoot of agriculture.
But furniture making is also making way.
Yes, it's making way. That is where we are coming back to talk about patronage. Patronage. Although they have enough wood, we have sound-minded furniture makers. You understand? Then you now wonder why you get to government offices, you see Indian door, Chinese doors. It doesn't seem.
What do you think? What do you think is also responsible for that?
No, nothing is responsible except that we are looking for ecstasies. Ecstasies. People want to see the thing in their face.
Maybe because your members are not also producing up to taste.
No, it's not so. Before now, every door out there, every windows out there are made of wood. You understand? And we have the wood. We have the producers. Are you hearing me? Now, the issue is this: government ought to take the lead. I was privileged to enter into the office of the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture some years back, not the present one, from years back, and I saw at the entrance of the office, it was a Chinese door. His table was a Chinese table. His chair was a Chinese chair. And I asked the commissioner, Honorable Commissioner, you are the Commissioner for Agric and Forestry in Ondo State. All our wood are under your purview. We have the furniture makers. Are you saying they cannot produce what you will sit on and write on that make you to travel as far as China? Even though it is an Igbo man that went to China and brought the material to Arakale for you to buy. What stops us from patronizing made in Ondo State goods?
Maybe that goods is also substandard. That's exactly my point.
I stand to disagree, sir. Even if you don't use the Chinese door at your house, you will see that some of them that after 2-3 years, the Chinese door, when they go open, most of the doors, it is carton that is inside. They put carton inside. They only weave carton inside and they banded it both sides. You understand? So what would have been substandard in it that when you use our own wood, a solid mahogany wood, a solid Iroko wood, you understand now, and make a fine. What you want that they would.
I think it's the finishing that is a problem.
The finishing it may be the problem, but I'm still convincing you that if the man have patronage, he will improve his finishing. If he produce the first 10.
How do you patronize what you don't like?
No, it's not so. After some people have been patronizing alongside. They have been coming up in my house now. If you get to my house now, you see the wooden doors. Why? Because I am born and bred in this place and I have to do what we are doing here. I wanted to buy something about a week ago and the guy was, take this one is foreign. I said, I'm sorry, I'm not a foreigner. Do I look foreign like a foreigner? I am an Ondo boy. You understand? So I want to see how is this one made in Nigeria. Let's patronize it. You understand? Most of the dresses we put on now today, now you say, our tailors sew them. The shoes we put on, our shoemakers, they made them. You understand? Because before now, it was not so. They reduce us to cobblers. They bring in Italian shoes. They will tell you, this one is an Italian shoe, it's solid, it's this. But today, compare Italian shoe with Niyi shoe and several other guys that have shoes all around.
So you say they produce the same quality?
No, the quality, if not super, if not more. If not more. If we're talking of made in Ondo State goods, and if you now generalize it made in the Nigerian goods, I was in Naba last year, and I saw how foreigners were coming to export Nigerian shoes. So what are you talking about? They take it to West African coast.
Would you say with confidence that also our goods are also making their ways into big cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja?
No, sure, you know that already. That whatever we produce because sincerely speaking, when our people did not patronize them, what do? They take it outside Ondo State, and they make their money. Before now, we were taking it to, and at least we were attending 6 international trade fairs every year. You understand? And sponsored by the government of Ondo State. All of a sudden, the thing went into comatose. You understand? But I'm still encouraging, and I want to, whoever is hearing me now, I'm on the aids of Mr. Governor, to please kindly assist us to get him informed that before now we were attending 6 international trade fairs within the ambit of Nigeria, and whatever we produce in Ondo State, we take it to trade fairs. To Abuja trade fair, Port Harcourt trade fair, Lagos trade fair, Ibadan trade fair, Enugu trade fairs, and we sell them. That also sell Ondo State. You understand? It shows to the world that the people in Ondo State, they have the IQ, they have the ingenuity to produce. You understand? We take shoes to the outside of Ondo State. We take furniture works, machine fabrication, and many other. All these clothes. Several things, and Ondo State government was doing it. If they required some little understanding, or they want us to come and put enlightenment on it, I'll be readily available.
Let's take a look at how we can actually produce up to standard in Ondo State to meet not national but international standard. I have visited your workshop on several occasions, and I also see what you're also producing there. But what about others, which can actually put the goods we produce in Ondo State to other states?
Sir, it's very simple. Very, very simple. It only requires government to be interested. We want to promote Ondo State. And Ondo State belongs to the government. Government also needed to be interested in how do we make our goods internationally standard and be able to take it outside the shore of Ondo State. You understand? How do we? We only need to bring these boys all together, get them involved.
You must also produce enough before you can take outside.
That is what I'm saying. We only need to tell them quality production. Most of them can produce this thing, but we bring out some little qualities that we need. We involve maybe Standard Organization of Nigeria, for instance. You understand? And if it is food, we ask NAFDAC to come on board. We've been working with them before now. We've been working, sincerely speaking, up to now. NASI have a very cordial relationship with SON, with NAFDAC. You understand? The government have to bring us together and then be ready to fund this production. The guy that is producing have families to cater for. He has children in schools, and so whatever he makes as a profit is what he consumes. But in several other researches will take more money. I know how many times I travel out of Ondo State. I was sharing with somebody yesterday that at a particular time in this job, I don't know Akwa Ibom. All of a sudden I call a friend and I told him, look, the Akwa Ibom state capital is Uyo. How do I get to Uyo? They told me to go and enter motor in Ore, in front of Total. I went there around 6 o'clock. I got vehicle 15 minutes past 12. I landed in Uyo 9:30 a.m. the following day. What was I looking for? I want to see some of my friends that are producing in these houses. I spent 3 days. My own money, personal research. I spent 3 days there and I came back. You understand now?
Maybe that is why your products are also better.
No, that's why even personally the thing is it enhances me. Sir, I tell you, I was fortunate to school in the north, but since in my life I have never stepped the land of Sokoto. One day I made some little money in Akure and I went straight to Sokoto. I went to Zaria. I slept overnight in Zaria, and from Zaria I went to Sokoto. I spent 2 days in Sokoto looking for fabricators, what they produce, how do they produce machines for their millet. You understand now? How do they produce machine for their corn and some other things? I went there. So I travel all across the nation. In some cases, there should be fund at the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, where if such a research is to be done, that we should be able to assess.
So you have just narrated a personal effort to develop yourself.
Yes.
Why is it so that others are not?
Others may not be able to do it. Number one, finance. I've told you now. Finance, coincidentally, I have only 2 children, and today, to the glory of God, they're out of the university, so it relieves me. But even when it was supposed to be fairly tough, there were not many in my hand. So I was able to cope several things. So I have enough, and because of my personal visions and where I think I want to get to in this area of MSME subsector of the economy of Nigeria, because I discovered that the small businesses will only enhance the nation. If it will enhance the nation, then the state must be enhanced. You understand now? If Ondo State must be Ondo State, we must be able to fund those guys that are into small, medium enterprises. So small scale industries,
So
let them be funded. Let the government have a small portion where we can assess them. The stringent condition of Bank of Industry and Bank of Agric is no longer workable and functional. We ask these children that okay, after university, go and start your own work. And when he used to look for money, he goes to Bank of Industry because there are industrial fund there. And in the Bank of Industry, they ask him to go and bring 3 years tax clearance. They ask him to bring CFO. You understand now? Maybe his father has not even built a house. Talk less of him. And several other conditions that are laid down. The guy comes back. Just yesterday, a guy called me and I told him, look, we have to find a way around this thing because you cannot meet the conditionalities that are available.
We also have several windows of opportunities where they also give grants.
Yes, they do. Yes. When they give grants, it's going to be free money. You understand? And that's why we also advocate that if you are giving grants, let the grant be channeled to those that actually needed it. You understand? Someone giving grant, for instance, should be able to find out and see where I am producing. You understand? If I am not producing, because many people that collect grant these days, they are people that sit down in the house and just fill the form online. And they are giving money online. And so at the end of the day, you discover that the thing has not trickled down to where we wanted it. We are advocating, one, for patronage on made in Ondo State goods. Number two, we are asking that government should be ready to fund the SME sector. You understand now? Before now, there used to be a fund at the office of the Director of Industries in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, which I do know. Today, that one is gone. Before now, there used to be 6 international transfer that I have just explained. That one is gone. Several opportunities that enhances small businesses yesteryears are no longer available. Yet we still ask the people, go and produce. What are they producing?
I think, well, to me, maybe on a passing note now, to me, the major issue you have also raised here is the issue of patronage. And you also need to be sincere here. If your goods are not up to standard, one might not get a good patronage. So what are you doing as an association to ensure that your members actually produce up to standards so that they can get patronage? Good.
We as an association, we have a quality control department. In NASI, for instance, we have people that goes that once in a while they move around, they find out, they look at what you produce. If it's not up to standard, we have a way of advising them. Number two, we have seminars and workshops that.
It's not only about seminars, maybe because of the machines they are also having in their various workshops.
No, in those programs they now tell you their problems. You understand now? Some of them will say, okay, we don't have a grinding machine to file the joint where they have welded. If you don't, then how do we? So we now begin to look out for, and that is where we are still saying government must come to play. You understand now? Most of these guys that are doing, they may not have enough equipment. There should be a platform where government should be able to do something. Where even the empowerment we are doing with our politicians, it should go beyond giving people 50,000 naira that will not last 24 hours.
We have also heard stories where government give tools for the artisans to work, and thereafter they will also go to sell these tools.
Say, okay, good sir. I want to be two-sided to this. Now, the government gave them the tools to work, and they go to sell. Where they sold it, it will work. The work of that equipment will still be. I am not contesting against it. Personally, I have seen. We have condemned.
Must they sell in the first place?
We have seen. We have condemned. You understand? And that is why we are saying now, there is some other times when things like this are happening, some of us that are in the leadership of social organizations should be able to make recommendations, or even when there are recommendations, we should be able to assess it and look at it. This guy doesn't have a workshop, for instance. This one says he's a furniture maker. He doesn't have a workshop. He doesn't have a place where he's making his furniture. Then how do we give him furniture equipment? You understand? He said he wants to start. No, go and start something. Let's see how small you use it. And at the end of the day, we'll be able to. But principally, there must be patronage of our people. There must be funding for them. And let there be improvement in electricity.
There must be patronage. That's also one of the things that the chairman is also hammering on here. So we need more people to actually patronize what we produce here in Ondo State. In the last 25 minutes or thereabout, I've been speaking with Mr. great Sheyi Akitunde, the chairman, Nigerian Association of Small-Scale Industrialists here in Ondo State, and also is the leader of that organization. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the show today.
I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you very much.
That's going to be on the show today. Join us on Friday for another one. Kunle Ariyo is my name. Good morning.